Virtue et Industria, the motto of the City and County of Bristol. It doesn't have any of these, or one of these.
Mind the gap.
But it certainly has plenty of these. So what, in 2021, are the alternatives if Bristolians wish to travel around their city? Ah yes, the bicycle. Bristol's landscape can be described as somewhat hilly, which doesn't particularly encourage people to get out of their car and onto a bike. In 2020, a combination of COVID and cleaner air regulations caused segregated cycle lanes to appear in certain parts of the city. But in the central area, you still have to be both fit and brave to ride a bicycle. In 2021, when talking about improving air quality, the elected mayor, Marvin Rees, said the authority had a moral and legal responsibility. He planned the introduction of a clean air zone covering most of the centre of the city, starting in the autumn, and proposals were submitted to central government at the beginning of the year. With some exemptions, the most polluting cars, taxis, minibuses and vans would be charged £9 a day to drive within the zone, and polluting lorries, buses and coaches £100. All plans change, and Bristol's Clean Air Zone is now due to start in the summer of 2022. Ah well, in the meantime, there's always the electric scooter. They're all over the place. The result of an ongoing trial which began in October 2020 with neighbouring councils and the West of England Combined Authority. Just download the app, hop on the pinky red e-scooter and away you go. It's not free, and there are quite a few rules to abide by, but they're certainly very green. Well, pink really, and pollution free. And there doesn't appear to be any middle ground. People either love or hate them. Back in 2018, the city's £230 million Metrobus system started carrying its first passengers. Initially, with its 3 dedicated routes across the city, Metro buses have priority over other traffic at junctions and use a combination of segregated busways and bus lanes. But now the mayor is proposing far more ambitious plans for getting people around the city. A mass transit system. New bus lanes to connect to existing and proposed new park and ride sites. Connections between the rail network and new public transport routes and new railway stations. And, most ambitious of all, constructing both over and underground mass transit lines running separately from other traffic. 70 years ago, Bristol had a network of overground lines to get around the city. The first horse-drawn trams were introduced in 1875, with a maximum speed of 6 miles an hour. Electric trams appeared in Bristol in 1895, the first city in the United Kingdom to do this. At its peak, there were 17 different routes and 237 tramcars in use. By 1938, the network was being run down because of a switch to motor buses by the Bristol Tramways Company. but that was halted at the outbreak of World War II. Trams in Bristol finally came to an end following the Good Friday air raid of April 1941. A bomb hit the counterslip bridge in St Philip's, right next to the tramway's generating station. It cut the system's main power supply cables, and they were never repaired. Almost all of Bristol's trams were eventually scrapped. There's a partially restored horse tram in the Aerospace Bristol Museum, and another relic in the city's Redcliffe area. In 1941, Redcliffe Hill was lined with houses, shops and small businesses. On the same day as the counterslip bridge was destroyed, a bomb exploded. A length of tram line was blown high into the air before it landed here, the churchyard of St Mary Redcliffe. Fast forward 80 years. The group Moving Bristol Forward published a major study saying that the car-dependent way people get around the city is unsustainable and inefficient, and rather than the huge expense of an underground system, a cheaper and more cost-effective plan would be a tram network with the initial construction of 3 key routes, the first of which could be open by 2026, from Bristol Airport to the city centre, encompassing a loop through Bishopsworth, Bedminster and Hertcliffe. Another from Salford via Keynsham, Knowle and Brislington, and a route running from a proposed park and ride site near the M5, along the A38 through Filton, Horfield and Bishopston, and down the busy Gloucester Road corridor, with stops every 400 metres. With the plan for the construction of underground lines as part of a mass transit system going out for public consultation in the autumn, we wait to see what the administration in City Hall decides to do. In the meantime, the experimental traffic restrictions on Baldwin Street and Bristol Bridge, designed to clean up the air and improve traffic flow, have just been made permanent. And there are plans to pedestrianise large parts of the old city. What happens next? Which of all the ambitious proposals and plans will be implemented? Come back in 10 years and I'll let you know.